Okay, skill 4 for the ACT grammar is correct transition words. And transition words are a particular part of speech. Do you know what it is? They're conjunctions. And when I think of transition words, I specifically think of adverbial conjunctions, what I call lawyer words, like therefore, thus, moreover, consequently, first of all. That's what your middle school English teacher would have called a transition word. The ACT considers all of the conjunctions to be transition words. So the coordinating conjunctions are the fanboys, for, and, nor, but, or, yet, so. And then the subordinate conjunctions are the ones that begin a subordinate clause in a complex sentence, like because, although, though, even though, since. And every mantra helps us to remember what we need to do for this kind of question. So ACT mantra number 4 says, when a transition word is underlined, see if it works in the flow of the paragraph. Okay, so we just have to read for the answers. Although this one works a little bit better if we read it all. So you may be familiar with Disney's Anastasia. That's based on a true story. And in high school, I actually competed with a dramatic reading from Anastasia by Marcel Moret. Anyhow, her grandmother was Catherine the Great. And so Anastasia was, yeah, it doesn't matter. All right, so this is about her. Catherine the Great became Empress of Russia in 1769. She guided Russia in a golden age for 34 years. Otherwise, this golden age was indeed a time of prosperity for many, and for others, it was a time of oppression. That's not the right word. Let's go back and look at the meanings of these words. So, cause and effect words are like if then statements in math. If this happens, then this happens. So, therefore, ergo, because, thus, and so, and since. The only time I've ever heard anybody use ergo is in a commercial. Um, it was ergo, I bought you a falcon. um, Opposition words, think about like a sport like football or whatever, that you have an opponent, so it's like the opposite. So however, still, nevertheless, although, though, even though, and but. And these are the words that are used on the ACT test. There are more, obviously. So Catherine the Great guided Russia in a golden age, but it says, otherwise, this golden age was an indeed of time of prosperity for many. So many people were wealthy, and for others, it was a time of oppression. So otherwise is an opposition word, but it's not the right one. So therefore and are both cause and effect words. So the only other one left would be although this golden age was in time a time of prosperity for many. And if you want to make sure that you do the answer right first, you could pause the video, do the answer, and then pause, make the video go again, and see if you're right. Check the your answer with my video tutorial. Number 2, to many it appeared that Catherine was guiding Russia into prosperity, though underneath the surface she disregarded the underprivileged. So disregarded poor people, and so that isn't good. And that answer sounds right. So that one is no change. Now, here we have the word just, and it's not like I was just a couple minutes late. It's not like that kind of just. It's that she was known as a just ruler. And so we can think of what other words sound like that, like justice, right? So since Catherine is known as a just ruler, that means people thought she was fair. Under her reign, the peasantry actually suffered greatly. So they say this kind of thing over and over in this one. Basically, she was good to the rich people and she was not good to the poor people. Um, And we can't use a cause and effect word if they're opposites, because she can't be known as someone who is just if her poor people are suffering. So for number three, um, because is a cause and effect word, and thus is a cause and effect word, since is a cause and effect word, we only have one opposition word, and that's while Catherine is known as a just ruler, kind of like even though. Okay. Number four, whereas Catherine effected many advancements during her reign, such as founding the Russian Academy. Okay, so here's an example of how um, I think of it like standing on the edge of a cliff and you're about to fall over. There isn't a main clause here. Um, when you start with the word whereas, then it makes that a dependent clause or a subordinate clause, and it makes that that whereas is a subordinate conjunction. So we have to eliminate it in order for it to make sense. Catherine effected many advancements during your reign, such as founding the Russian Academy. We have to get rid of the conjunction, the subordinate conjunction there. So we're going to delete whereas. Um, Number five, for example, the schools she founded were private with very expensive tuition. And what came before that were, however, these achievements targeted the nobility. So that one is good. There's nothing wrong with it, so no change. And then I have never, ever, ever, ever in my whole life heard of a sentence ending in the word therefore. So, in truth, Catherine the Great took advantage of many to benefit the few, therefore. It just doesn't make sense. So, we would just end with the word few. We would not end with few of them. That's longer. Few yet. That doesn't make any sense. So, number six is she took advantage of many to benefit the few. That's it. Alrighty. Have a good day. Turn this in, and you will have 100% for your two assignments today. Thank you.